The Menendez brothers, the Beverly Hills family that hid a terrifying secret, Part 1. Have you ever looked at a family and thought, they have absolutely everything? A mansion in Beverly Hills, luxury cars in the driveway, private schools, designer clothes, millions of dollars. From the outside, the Menendez family looked like they had won at life. And in August of 1989, that beautiful mansion became one of the most infamous crime scenes in American history. Because before the night was over, 2 parents would be dead. And the people police least suspected would eventually become the center of one of the most controversial murder cases America has ever seen. To understand how this happened, you have to start with the man at the center of the family. His name was Jose Menendez. Jose wasn't born into wealth. He was born in Cuba in 1944 and immigrated to the United States as a teenager after the Cuban Revolution. Like many immigrants, he wanted something better, and he was willing to work relentlessly to get it. And he did. Over the years, Jose climbed the corporate ladder until he became one of the most powerful entertainment executives in the country. He worked with major record labels and film companies. He managed million-dollar deals. He rubbed shoulders with celebrities. By the late 1980s, Jose wasn't just successful. He was rich. Really rich. His family lived in an enormous mansion in Beverly Hills. The kind of house with perfectly trimmed lawns, expensive artwork, marble floors, and enough rooms that guests could get lost. From the outside, Jose looked like the definition of the American dream. But people who worked with him often described him differently. Demanding. Intimidating. Controlling. He expected excellence from everyone around him, and no one felt that pressure more than his 2 sons. The oldest was Lyle Menendez. Confident. Popular. Competitive. Someone who liked to project the image that he had everything under control. Then there was his younger brother, Eric Menendez. Quieter. More reserved. A talented tennis player who dreamed of becoming a professional athlete. Despite their different personalities, they shared one thing. Neither one seemed capable of meeting their father's impossible expectations. Every mistake mattered. Every failure became a lecture. Every achievement simply raised the bar higher. Friends saw a wealthy family. The brothers later described something very different behind closed doors. Then there was Kitty Menendez, their mother. She had once dreamed of becoming an actress. Instead, she became the wife of a high-powered executive. As the years passed, those dreams faded. People who knew the family said she struggled emotionally and with substance use. Some remembered her as affectionate. Others said she seemed distant and overwhelmed. Like so much about this family, even people's memories didn't always agree. By the late 1980s, everything appeared perfect. The family traveled. They entertained. They lived in one of the wealthiest neighborhoods in America. But according to later testimony, tensions inside the home were growing. Arguments became more frequent. Trust broke down. Secrets weighed heavily on everyone. At the time, though, almost nobody outside the house knew any of that. If you drove past the mansion, you wouldn't have seen a family falling apart. You would have seen success. Then came the summer of 1989. Lyle was in his early 20s. Eric had recently graduated from high school and was focused on tennis. Life should have been opening up for them. Instead, according to both brothers, fear inside the home was escalating. Years later, during the trials, they would allege that they had experienced long-term physical, emotional, and sexual abuse by their father, and that their mother failed to protect them. Those allegations became the emotional center of the case. Prosecutors challenged many aspects of those claims and argued the murders were motivated by money. That disagreement would divide the country for decades. But on this summer evening, none of that was public. It was Sunday, August 20th, 1989. The Menendez family spent time together at home. Nothing about the neighborhood suggested what was about to happen. As darkness settled over Beverly Hills, Jose and Kitty relaxed in the family room. Television was on. It seemed like an ordinary night. Then, sometime after 10 p.m., the silence shattered. Gunfire exploded through the house. Not one shot. Not two. A barrage. Neighbors heard loud bangs. Some thought it was fireworks. Others weren't sure what they had heard. Inside the family room, the attack was devastating. Jose died where he sat. Kitty, critically wounded, tried to move away before she was shot again. The violence shocked even experienced investigators. The crime scene suggested overwhelming force. It wasn't a burglary gone wrong. Whoever did this wanted to make absolutely certain there would be no survivors. Not long afterward, Lyle and Eric called 911.
Beverly Hills emergency.
Yes, police.
What's the problem? What's the problem? What's the problem?
Someone killed my parents.
Pardon me?
Someone killed my parents.
What? Who? Are they still there?
Yes.
The people...
No.
Were they shot?
Hey, man,
Were they shot?
Yes.
They were shot?
Yes.
102 response, 722 North Elmore.
What happened? Hey, stay there,
I have a hysterical person on. We're trying to get screened further. Other units responding. Is the person still there?
What happened? We have units around. What happened? Who shot who?
I don't hear anything. I just came home.
You came home and found who shot?
Mom and Dad. You know what? They're still in the house, the people that did the shooting.
Their voices sounded panicked. They reported that someone had killed their parents. Responding officers found two young men who appeared devastated. Detectives initially treated them as grieving sons. Investigators began looking elsewhere. Could Jose's business career have made enemies? Was organized crime involved? Had someone targeted the family? Given Jose's high-profile position, those possibilities didn't seem unreasonable. For a short time, the brothers weren't the focus. They attended funerals. They accepted sympathy. Friends rallied around them. The tragedy dominated conversations across Beverly Hills. No one imagined that the story was only beginning. Then something changed. The weeks after the murders didn't unfold the way detectives expected. Instead of retreating from public life, the brothers began spending extraordinary amounts of money. Luxury watches, high-end clothing, sports cars, expensive meals, travel, business investments. The spending raised eyebrows. Police understood that grief affects people differently. But the pace and scale of these purchases made investigators wonder whether something else was happening. Where was all this money coming from? And why did it seem like the brothers suddenly had access to everything they wanted? The questions kept piling up. At first, there weren't many answers. But sometimes the biggest breaks in a murder investigation don't come from fingerprints or DNA. Sometimes they come from something no one expects. And in this case, it would begin with a conversation behind the closed door of a psychologist's office. One conversation that would change everything. That's it for part 1 of the Menendez story. See you in the next.